Hello friends, today we are starting discussing about the cloud. So we see so many places, so many people are talking about cloud. So what is a cloud? So we'll discuss in this video. I will explain about what is cloud, who all are the providing the cloud services, like most of the popular cloud providers, who all are the popular cloud providers, and what is a cloud, what are the services it gives. All these things we'll speak about in this one. And in upcoming in this like a kind of series, we'll start looking at all the cloud services provided by Google separately in a playlist, and Azure separately, and AWS separate playlist. I will be creating more videos. So we know these are the most popular cloud providers now available in the market. So let's see what is the cloud. So what is a cloud? Cloud is like a whenever you want any compute service or any storage service, so on demand we can get it, not like a generally before cloud. What we are using is like if you want to store something or if you want to servers, so we have to go and get the missions and create a storage for that. So in the with the cloud we don't have to do all this buying and all. Just go and start the service. Just register for the service and we can start using the servers and all. So it is on demand. That's why we call it that's what we call the on demand services. So largely they used to give storage and servers, and like a software also they're giving different kind of software. And basically this cloud is like a data centers, like a there are big missions are configured in a one center, one place. We call it as a data center. So and that data whatever we store there, they will for the backup they will replicate the data in the multiple zones, so that if the one data center goes down, we will have the backup in other cloud also. So these are mostly these are what definition from the Wikipedia, so I just given that. So generally we any cloud, or they just show the icon. Cloud means this symbol they used to show, but doesn't mean some servers are running in the actually cloud. No, nothing actually. So actually they are running in the physical machine somewhere we access through the internet. So that's where this symbol they used to use. So before let's take one example, where we use how the cloud is useful. When normal like let's say some ecom website we are running, how this cloud is useful. I think before before discussing about the ecom, so about the cloud self. So as I said, so in a physical mission, in a data center, let's say they have hundreds of servers, and they by using the virtualization, so they make a multiple multiple virtual missions. So virtual means like a you have a physical computer, like a high configured physical computer, and you can have virtualization. You can install virtualization on that, and you can run multiple like a virtual missions on top, like a VMware we can use, or some other virtual machine we can use, and we can have a run multiple like a Linux, Windows, all these things we can run parallelly. But when a user use the virtual machine, he thinks it is a physical machine, but actually it is running in the it is a shared resource. Actually, it is using the single machine resource, but acting as a multiple physical computers. So the same concept cloud also will use. So they have the large CPUs and RAM, and that they'll create all the virtual machines. So the whenever you create any VM in the cloud, so we get one part of the physical machine we don't get actually part full name. So let's discuss what is the use case of let's say when you take some e-commerce website, right? So how do you use this cloud? So whenever for going to make any shop and shopping and all, you just enter the website and get the content immediately. So starting from the whenever we enter the website, so most of the e-commerce website, they use a CDN, content delivery network. Basically, instead of let's say you hosted your server in some data center, let's say India, but if some guy is accessing from the US, he will get a more latency, because the time taken from the data to transfer to here and to there, it takes time. So what CDN is doing, so CDNs will replicate the static pages and all into different locations of the overall the world. So if any guy from the US, so from the nearby the server he will get, so that instead of getting from the source, so it has a CDN has a copies in the all over the world, so they will get faster. So CDN is provided by all the cloud providers provide the CDN, and once the CDN that is the first service. Then next is the next will your calls will come and hit the load balancers. So load balancer basically it will balance between the multiple servers. So whenever a user comes, so you have multiple servers, like a 5-6 servers you have. Your website is hosted on 5-6 servers. So in front of this 5-6 servers, we have a load balancer. So from load balancers, it will hit any one of that and get the response back. So because why do we need load balancer? We can have only one version, right? So let's say you have a let's say you have one restaurant machine, it can handle up to 100 users. What if a users goes like a 2000, 5000 like that? Then you have to add more resource to handle that traffic, right? So in cloud, we have a kind of load balancer, and if you attach a load balancer and enable the health checks and all, so it will scale up based on the user demands automatically. So that is the advantage of the cloud. So it will automatically add the resource based on the user demand, and it will bring down when the user demand goes down. So that is the advantage of the cloud. So and also you can run the you can use a different kind of services in the cloud, which will be discussed in the further in this video. Okay, so when you talk about a cloud, so what are the clouds we have? So what is a public, what is a private, what is a hybrid, right? So in a public cloud means anybody can go and create access the servers, and private, so only the private data center cloud means like each organization, they have one data center, they have one cloud created for their company. So that is called a private, only that organization can only access that. And hybrid means like they use the private as well as they use public, so to take some advantage of the public cloud and private cloud. So when we discuss about the public cloud, so like a Google Cloud, AWS, Azure, all these are public clouds, and whenever anybody can go and get the servers and run their softwares, right? So with this no capital cost, you are not buying any physical server or storage and all. You just go on demand. You are just using it. So you don't need any IT team to manage these servers and all. So it is available to public, but because it is available to public, open to internet, so security wise compared to your private, it is kind of lack of security. But still you can we can manage with firewalls, all these things. So in private cloud, so we have to set up the data center, buy the physical machine, storage and all. So initial capital cost is high, and also you have to maintain the IT team to manage all these servers and all, and it is dedicated to only one organization, and it is more secure and private. So, and when come to hybrid, so we can have a like a mix of private and public. So let's say you host some front end and all in the front end, and so your servers, backend servers in the public cloud, and you manage your database in the private cloud only. So for the security reasons, you don't want to move to your data to the public. So here you cover the security, and you taking the advantage of public cloud. So like a because you are using the public cloud, so cost compared to the dedicated private cloud, so it is a cost saving and low overhead. Like a you don't require a much server storage and all, because you are already using public cloud. Reliability is more, but compared to private, it is security is like data set is low, but still it is better than the public cloud. Okay, so when these are like three kind of cloud way like infrastructure. Okay, any cloud providers, they provide this kind of services. Any cloud provider will provide this kind of, means like they provide infrastructure as a service, means your computer, storage, networks, all these things considered as an infrastructure. So if they are providing this as a service, so we call it IaaS. And platform as a service means like we can get the platform to run our applications, like a Java platform, a Python platform. Directly you can just go and host your servers. You don't have to worry about what is how many servers I have to create, how to connect to the network, how do I scale the servers, and all the things you don't have to worry about. Just to go and host your application. So that is called a platform as a service. And we have a software as a service also. Like you see, we are using the Gmail. So and that is software we are using as a service, and Drive we are using that is also service. So this kind of, if you use as a software, so then we call it SaaS. So as I told, so if you create a VMs, network storage, we called as a infrastructure as a service. And the platforms like Kubernetes, OpenShift, Docker, like containers, you directly host your applications in them. You don't have to worry what is there, what is security and all these things you don't have to worry. So this is as a platform as a service. And software service, like this kind of services we are getting from the all the clouds. So we have these cloud providers currently. As of today, these three are the most popular cloud providers. Among these, AWS is AWS in the first one, and even they started in 2006 only, and later Google Cloud started in 8, and Azure started in 10. But when you see in the market how much percentage each cloud worldwide they are using, so around 31% AWS, 20% Azure, 9% Google Cloud, and 6% Alibaba, and less than 5% IBM, Salesforce, Oracle are there currently as of now. So this is the market of the each providers. So this will vary based on the how they provide a service, but AWS is the most popular one. And we also see like a like any applications, if they want to move to cloud, what are the steps they will take to migrate their applications to the cloud. So what are the things they have to prepare before moving to cloud? All these things also we'll discuss in the upcoming videos. Like we'll discuss in individually, like how we do in AWS, how do we do in the Google Cloud, how do we in Azure. So uh, let's say you are using the Linux VMs in the your own data center. Then when you move to public cloud, how do you replicate same kind of service here? And let's say you are using SQL, so how do you get the same kind of services in the each cloud? So all these things we will discuss in upcoming videos.